Oh yeah! What's up everybody, Peter Gilmore here for another video on KillerODemon669! Ray Rice is a piece of shit 9! That's right. Coming at you with a punch worse than Ray Rice hitting his fiancée, now wife. Okay, oh, I'm sorry. Oh! But he deserved getting suspended. She should go to jail, but that's just me. I'm not gonna talk about that right now. I'll talk about it in another video or whenever. This is KillerODemon669. I'm Peter Gilmore, your gracious host that doesn't beat up women. Because I love all you women. That's right. So, thank you all for watching. Make sure you like this video, share this video all over the internet, and most of all, subscribe! Alright, so I hope everybody's had a great Monday, start of your week. And I had an okay day, and work and all that other good shit. But anyway, as the title below says, it is time, every Monday night, it is time for your late night, Monday night, Raw review, as the season premiere of Raw emanated from Baltimore, Maryland. You know, they call it a season premiere. How many seasons have they had? Anyone? Anyone? Bueller? Anyone? You know, I know they had I think almost 1,100, or I think they hit 1,100 shows right now, a little over maybe. I don't know, but you know, if you're going by that, I would think 11 years, but 11 seasons. But you know, Raw's been on the air since God knows when. You know, 20 years almost. Just saying. But anyway, Raw emanated from Baltimore, Maryland, the home of Ring of Honor, and it was you know, the last couple shows sucked, and you know, and the WWE was promoting this whole thing, you know, that you know, there's gonna be lots of changes going on. I mean, they fired half I think the creative team, you know, they fired a lot of people, and you know, tonight was better. It was pretty good. It wasn't great better, but it was decent better. You know, it starts off with our first match of the night. You know, this was advertised a ton last week and on SmackDown. First match of the night, a solid steel cage. And when was the last time Raw started off with a cage match? Been a while. So it's Bray Wyatt taking on Jericho. Thankfully, this is probably going to be the end of the feud. Or it might not be, I don't know. This match was actually pretty damn good. You know, the end of this whole thing with Jericho. I think Orton and Jericho are going to have a thing now. I don't know. I think they were hyping a match at SummerSlam, but I don't know. Well, I'll have to get to that in a minute. So the match is pretty much back and forth. You know, each man sending each other to the cage. They're trying to escape the cage. I mean, Rowan and Harper were outside the cage, so they're stopping anything that Jericho would try to escape the cage. But like I said, it was pretty much a back and forth match. Jericho, you know, tried to go for the lion salt. He hits the lion salt in the bulldog, goes to the walls, but Bray broke out of it. So basically, Bray wanted to get the walls of Jericho. Didn't get the walls of Jericho on him. Then he gets sent to the steel. They fight on the top rope. Bray hits a superplex. Then he does the spider, you know, and he tries to crawl the door doing that. That looked pretty cool. And Jericho stopped and locked him in the wall. He did lock him in the walls of Jericho, but Bray counted out of it, hit a choke slam for a 2.5 count, because you have to win by pinfall, submission, or escape the cage. And you know, Jericho tried to escape, and Bray stopped it. Jericho hit a super Conrana. Rowan and Harper stopped Jericho from escaping. And then Jericho's on the top of the cage. And, well, he knew he couldn't get out over the cage. And he sees Bray getting up. And he goes, okay. Then he hits a super duper dive from the top of the cage, a la Eddie Guerrero, a la everybody else that's done dives from the cage. So he dives on top of Bray, and he injures his knee, and that's going to be playing a part in the ending of the match. He crawls to the door, but Bray tries to hit him into the cage, but Jericho ducks it, and then Jericho starts crawling out. Bray stops it, and then the doors open, and Jericho's just about outside. I mean, he's on the steel steps. All he has to do is just wiggle his way through. And Bray stops it, and he starts beating him up with Jericho, hitting his bad knee. And then he's like, fuck this. And then they just dove over Jericho for the win. So, Bray Wyatt wins the feud. He wins the match. Match is up. It was great. You know, lots of back and forth. You know, they used the cage. No blood, as usual. But it was a good match. I gave it 3.5 out of 5 stars. Afterwards, Bray slams the cage door into the bad knee of Y2J. Then he sends him into the steel steps. Ow! And Rowan and Harper, you know, they throw Y2J in, and Harper closes the door, so it's Bray Wyatt. Bray's inside the cage with Jericho. Then he does a spider again in the corner. Then he hits Sister Abigail, and that's it. So, gave the Anthem the same rating as I gave the match, 3.5 out of 5 stars. So, we'll see what happens with Jericho. I don't know if his knee was hyperextended or, you know, he twisted it, torn, whatever, you know. We'll see what happens. See if we get an update on that. Alright, then we find out that Paul Heyman has a warning for Cena that he's going to deliver tonight. Jerry Springer is going to be on Raw to confront the Bella Sluts. And we're going to see in the main event Randy Orton taking on Roman Reigns Part 2 rematch from SummerSlam as well. So we'll see what happens. Alright, then we see Kane and Seth Rollins in the back, and Kane's like, he's all happy with just, hey, did you see what happened to Jericho? You know? And then Seth's like, oh man, that was brutal. You know? And then Triple H comes in, the game, and he congratulates both men, you know. He says tonight they have to put on a show that nobody will ever forget. And they did, kind of. Then Randy Orton comes in and says he should be in the main event, not Kane, not the corporate seller Kane, and not what do you call Seth Rollins? Well, he called Kane, I think, the corporate seller, and he called Seth just the seller, money in the seller or something like that. Well, he basically bashed both guys, and he says he should be in the main event. And he says he has to do something to Roman Reigns that would outdo what Seth did to Ambrose, and Ambrose getting put through the cinder blocks. And then Triple H is like, hey, do you really want to do this? And Orton's like, well, you know me better than that. So, we'll see what Randy Orton has up his sleeve tonight against Roman Reigns. So I give the segment 3 out of 5 stars. Alright, then we get a Dolph Ziggler promo. And this promo was kind of funny, but, you know, I was hyping the match that Dolph and Miz are going to have for the Intercontinental title at Night of Champions in 2 weeks. I mean, it served a purpose. It was funny, but, you know, it was kind of comedic. But, you know, Dolph says last week was a controversial week in Hollywood, and he talks about the naked pictures of Jennifer Lawrence and Kate Upton being shown. You know, I did see those. I didn't send them. I didn't hack into their account, so don't look at me. So, and it says it was a invasion of privacy, and it was horrible, and they shouldn't have been disrespected. Well, you know, all the A-listers, the B-listers, the C-listers, except for The Miz, who's a D-lister. Wow. Then he's like, well, I got some photos of The Miz, you know. He says, well, I never hacked The Miz's account, but I found some photos. No, photos, excuse me, not photos. Photos. So he shows some pictures of The Miz, and we see The Miz getting a facial. He has all that cream on his face, and he's wearing this stupid cap and this weird-looking underwear. And then he shows another one, this time The Miz shaving his chest, and he's like, oh, I thought he used to wax. You know. Then he's about to show the final one, but Miz and Damien Sandow, his stunt double, I can't believe they put them together, they come out to the stage, and Miz is all pissed off. He's like, this is an invasion of privacy, and those photos were for medical purposes only. Really? Really? Okay. And then he says his people are going to sue Dolph Ziggler and his people and everyone in the WWE Universe if they publish the photos. Yeah, nice try, Miz. Those photos will be on Facebook and Instagram like next... They're probably on there right now. You know? Idiots. Then he tells Dolph Ziggler if he takes it any further, I don't know how further you can get with that, that he's gonna make sure that Dolph doesn't wrestle again and working it. You're not gonna work it this time again, kid. You know, using a line from a movie. Dolph's like, I don't give a crap. And he shows the last pic of, and this one is of Damien Sandow spray tanning Miz's ass. You know, they had to blur the ass. I mean, I don't know why they blurred his ass, unless they, you know, never mind. So, that was kind of funny. Then, Miz and Sandow get all pissed, so Miz sends Sandow into the ring. The Dolph drop kicks him right in the face. Then he's like, come on, get in the ring, Miz, come on, you want this, come on, get it. So, you know, I thought it was going to lead to a distraction and Sandow was going to beat him up or hit some move, but Dolph Ziggler turned around and saw Sandow was just getting up, hits the zigzag on Sandow again for the second week in a row, and then Miz is like, okay, and he starts backing away. So I know it was pretty good, a good segment, good way to hype the match, pretty good. I know, you know, I think Miz might win, but I really don't want Miz as champion for like the 18th time or whatever, how many times he's held the Intercontinental title. You know, I really want Dolph to hold it for another couple months, you know, maybe till Wade Barrett finally gets healthy. I don't know, whatever happened to him, you know. You know, he's been out for like, what, 3-4 months now? So, I gave it 3 out of 5 stars, so, whatever. Alright, then we get to match number 2, Natalya and Rosa Mendes. Oh, yes. Taking on the unlikely team of AJ and Paige. You know, AJ and Paige have been going at it the last few weeks. And here's Rosa. Say hi, Rosa. I bet you don't want to say hi, Rosa. Yeah. Oh, here's some Ring of the Noodle soup. That she won't cook for me because she's a lazy, you know what. Like, I know how to cook it. I'm not a cook. I know how to cook. I can cook eggs. That's the only thing I can cook.
You might not.
And I have to give Rosa her nook because she's too lazy to come over here and get it. Lazy! Lazy! And he goes, I got the spotlight on me! I'm better than the Miz. I got the spotlight on me. Ha! 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 Ass. So anyway, like I was saying, before I was really interrupted by you know who. And I get to be nice to us, shut up. So, Natalya and Rosa taking on AJ and Paige. This match was your typical Divas match. You know, I thought that AJ and Paige were kind of, you know, AJ, you know, was looking at Paige with her puppy dog eyes, and then Paige like, hi AJ. I'm like, just freaking get it on already. God. You know, it's leading up to that. I mean, come on. So, this match was kind of boring, and it was a typical Divas match. You know, Natalya and Rosa worked decently well together. I mean, Rosa Mendes still sucks as a wrestler. Hard to look at. I mean, I know they brought it back just for Total Divas, but she still sucks. God. But, you know, Paige comes back on Rosa and starts punching her and does those, you know, she lays on top of her, looks like he's going to kiss her and, you know, do something nasty. And she hits those headbutts. And then she's like, I'm going to tag you in, AJ. And never mind, I'm not. And then starts beating on Rosa with some knees on the apron. And then she misses a leg drop. And then Rosa tries to tag in Natty. And Natty's like, tag me! Come on, all you have to do is tag me! And Rosa's like, okay, I'm just going to beat up on Paige again. But, you know, Paige's like, well, I'm not going to let that happen. Beats up on Rosa some more. And then AJ grabs Paige's hair and tags herself in. Well, she tags herself on Paige's boob. That was pretty cool, you know. So, she comes in and just locks in the Black Widow, and Rosa Mendes taps out. That was it. Match lasted like 3 minutes. 3 to 5 minutes. It was just, you know, it was just boring. So, I gave it 2 out of 5 stars. Afterwards, Paige and AJ start arguing, and AJ takes the title away and goes to the title. And then she hands it back to Paige, and Paige is like, ooh, you kissed it? I'll kiss it too. So she kisses the belt, and then AJ's like, you know, does her, like, she's like, all pissed off, she's like, hey, la 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 la, I'm gonna skip around, and she skips away, and Paige's like, what the hell have I gotten into? You know? I mean, the hype going into the Divas title match is not great. I mean, like the Divas title doesn't even mean anything anymore. It hasn't been for a while. You know, I hope they don't give it to Nikki Bella out of spite for this whole stupid Bella sluts thing. And then, you know, if they give it to Nikki Bella, it's stupid. I'd rather give it back to AJ, then AJ, you know, and Paige can have more rematches down the line. I really don't want them to, the WWE to give it to Nikki Bella, so the whole thing, this whole thing can lead up to Brie Bella getting the title. I mean, it's so stupid. It's stupid. You know, now I wish that the NXT Divas were brought up more. You know, I really wish they would do something more with Emma. Bring up Bayley. Bring up Becky Lynch, Sasha Banks. What's her name? Vicky Guerrero's daughter. I forgot her name. But bring up some more good talent that can actually freaking wrestle. Please. That's it. So that was it. Alright, then we get a recap of the cage match shown. And that leads to Chris Jericho in the trainer's room. The trainer's asking him if he heard a pop or anything, because he's looking at his knee. And Jericho's like, no, I didn't hear anything. Then the trainer starts touching around the knee, and then Jericho's like, oh, I feel it, that hurts, that hurts. And then the trainer's like, okay, I'm gonna get some ice, I'm gonna get something. And then Randy Orton comes in. You know, now this is hyping their match going into Night Champions. So Orton comes in, starts attacking Jericho, beating him up, throwing him into the table, then throwing him into like a freaking equipment thing, and Jericho's like, ah, shit! He didn't say shit. So Jericho, you know, looks to aggravate the injury even more, and Orton's like, well, what did you expect? It's the season premiere. God. So I give it 3 out of 5 stars. Alright, then we get to your segment of the night, ladies and gentlemen. Paul Heyman coming out, and he says, though I walk through the valley of the Sea Nation, I fear no thugonomics. Wow, that was great. Then he says he's the advocate for Brock Lesnar. There it goes. I was trying to do it all night. I couldn't even do it. So, he says that Brock told him to deliver some confidential information and to give Cena a warning right to his face. So, on cue, John Cena comes out, and he's like, C Nation, I'm here. Hello, kiddies. So Cena gets on the mic. He says he didn't want to stretch everyone's imagination. I don't want to know what that is. So he says, well, I'm here. I'm in the ring. You wanted me to face to face. Talk. So Heyman's like, says that he always tells Brock that Cena was the best WWE champion of all time. No, that's punk. And it takes a special kind of man to see the truth, and says he's the best advocate in history himself. Then he admits that Brock thought that Cena would come out to the ring, obviously. So he would so he's like, well, I'm going to drop the warning and deliver some inside information. And Brock said that Heyman has authorized Cena how to beat him at Night Champions. I'm like, what? So I got kind of confused there. And then Cena's like, well, I already know how to beat Brock at Night Champions. Then he mentions Brock beating The Undertaker at WrestleMania, and Taker hasn't been seen in 6 months. Yeah, because he's home not doing anything. Doing the Ice Bucket Challenge with his wife and kids. Okay. Then he said that Brock beats Cena at SummerSlam. He said, well, Brock beat him at SummerSlam, and a week later that Cena got his rematch clause, and his rematch was granted. Then he gives Heyman his hustle, loyalty, and respect towel. Ugh. I hope he burned it afterwards. And he wants to tell Brock that he'll see him at Night Champions. So Heyman's like, you know, you live to be John Cena. You live for the kids to come to the live event or at a Raw and chant, let's go, Cena. You know, he says when Brock steps into the ring, Brock doesn't hear the fans. He hears the ref, Paul Heyman, and the suffering of his victims, just like Cena did at SummerSlam. He says that Cena just has to give in to temptation, meaning, you know, turn heel. And he mentions the fans chanting, Cena sucks! Of course he does. And he says, it gets to him, doesn't it? Doesn't it get to you, John? And you know, and Cena has to respect it, but when the fans say it, he wants to tap into his dark side and say, shut up! Just one more, just once. So, he's like, he shows Cena how to do it, and then he, tells the fans to shut up, and he rips on a fat guy in the 6th row or something like that. And, he mocks Cena's rap. He's like, yo, yo, yo. And he, dissing him. He says something like, something about the Ravens, and I was like, oh, that was a diss about Ray Rice, you know what I mean? That was pretty funny. He says Cena doesn't have to sell his soul to the devil, and Cena has to lose the wristband, all this hustle, loyalty, respect shit, and if he can do that, he can beat Brock Lesnar, or he can beat just another victim of Brock Lesnar. Kind of tapping into the Taz realm there. Where was I? I just lost my place. Okay. And then Heyman says that Brock doesn't mind him telling Cena that he believes in him, but Brock says that Cena doesn't have it in him. So Cena gets all pissed, and he's about to leave the ring, and he's like, "Fuck, man, he's telling the truth," So then, the dueling chants begin. Cena, let's go, Cena sucks, starts. And Heyman's like, shut up! Oh, Cena goes up to him and tells him to shut up. Ooh, you're a big man, Cena. So he's like, I know what he knows what he's trying to do, and says Brock wants to end Cena, and Heyman knows it. And he says he won't turn on the fans. Yeah, you will eventually, when you want to, and stop being shoved down our throat, you freaking bitch. He says it's easy in Heyman's world, and he mocks a few people in the crowd. He's like, oh, this guy, with a white beater on and a gold tooth. I'm like, okay. Then he talks about, he says, Heyman lives in a world of eat, sleep, conquer, repeat. And he talks about Heyman possibly stabbing Brock in the back. It might happen later on, but I don't know when. Then he says, but in my world, it's be John Cena, repeat. Okay. He says that's who he is, and he likes it, and will never change, even if he could. He says that Heyman doesn't see the truth. He says he likes for the kids to come to Raw with their dads, and he doesn't mind the adults saying that Cena sucks, but when they come up to him, they say, thank you for giving my son, putting a smile on my son's face, blah, blah, blah. And he says the kids and the adults want to hang with Cena, and I don't want to hang with him. I wouldn't want to. And he talks about the troops and all this, he's like, all the troops love him, and when he goes sees the troops, all the wounded soldiers and all this shit, blah, 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 blah. And he says all he knows is to be himself, and he says Heyman wants to strip all that away. Then he asks Heyman, well, if I strip it all away, what do the fans win? The fans win nothing, because when you turn heel, it's not going to mean anything. He says, well, I'm done talking, now I'm ready to fight. And he says, as much as I love to pound your face in, Paul, I want Brock Lesnar to come next week, and if he shows up, I'm going to fight him. But if he takes another week off, and he's still on vacation, and he has Heyman, do his dirty work, well, Cena's going to have to fight Heyman next week. I hope not. So, but it's already advertised that Brock's going to be on Raw, so looks like Brock and Cena gonna have a face-to-face or something. Or maybe that Heyman will come out, and Cena comes out, and Cena's like about to beat up Heyman, and then Brock comes out, and then they start a brawl, and that's it. So, it was a good segment, good way to hype. There's more hype to it, but it should be a little bit more hype. But I gave the segment 4 out of 5 stars. It was pretty decent. It was good. It was very good, actually. So, it was good. That's what it is. Alright, match number 3, Sheamus taking on Seth Rollins. This match was kind of boring. Sheamus slapped Seth's case away as he was holding him, like, get that shit out of my face. So they started, and it was just like a brawl. Cesaro came out in a nice looking suit and tie, and just watching, and caused a little bit of a distraction. There was pretty much back and forth, and Seth was on the offensive. And then Sheamus makes a comeback, hits some knees, then the Irish curse for a near fall. He goes for white noise, but gets distracted by Cesaro, who was at ringside now, and he took U.S. title, and he was kind of distracting him. Seth then rolled him up for 2, and then Sheamus takes Seth down with a kick, and Cesaro is getting on the steps, and they have a tug of war on the steps. Sheamus pulls back, and Cesaro hits hard on the floor. And then Seth hits like a drop kick, and he flipped over like a drop salt kick into the corner. Then he hits the curb stomp for a shocking win on Sheamus, thanks to Cesaro. The match itself was okay. I gave it 3 out of 5 stars. Afterwards, Cesaro gets into the ring. He mocks Sheamus like, come on, come on. And he's like, fella! Or as he was like, fella! And then he hits the neutralizer, and he holds up the belt. So a little bit of hype going into the U.S. title match at Night of Champions, which we all know that Sheamus will win. I hate Sheamus. I mean, he's boring. I just hate him. So after that, we get a recap of the Rusev versus Mark Henry feud. They're gonna have a match at Night of Champions, which most likely Rusev will win. So that leads to Rusev and Ravishing Russian Lana coming out. Lana says, most Americans do not know that the national anthem was written in Baltimore. I knew that. Then she starts singing the national anthem, but adds some lyrics to it, mocking it. So yeah, getting the cheap heat. And then she's like, please stand for the Russian national anthem. So the national anthem plays, the same one that if you have watched Rocky 4, same one from Rocky 4. So that was basically it. Then they go back to JBL, Mitchell Cole, and Jerry Lawler, and Lawler's like, I don't even want to stand up for this. I don't even want to sit down for this. I'm just gonna sit on the floor. And he sits on the floor like this, and JBL's all appalled. He thinks it's pathetic. Why don't JBL get in the ring with Rusev? I don't know why. I mean, I can't because I think his back's all shot. But, that's it. So, I didn't really like this segment. I really hated it. I mean, I expected a little bit better, but I gave it 2 out of 5 stars. Alright, then we see a hype video for NXT TakeOver 2, which happens this Thursday on the WWE Network for a low price of $9.99! We can watch it for free on the web stream. Just saying. So, and then we get we find out that we're going to get an NXT Showcase match. Alright! So, we get the match number 4, Sami Zayn, otherwise known as El Generico, and you got a ole, 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 ole chant from the nice Ring of Honor crowd. And he teams up with Tyson Kidd to take on Tyler Breeze and Adrian Neville, otherwise known as Pac. This match was it was good. It was actually good. Nice way to finally, they're showing NXT stars. Sami Zayn finally makes it to Raw. Everybody wanted Generico to finally get on the Raw roster. I mean, technically he wasn't on the Raw roster. He was on the show, so he was there. So that's step one. Now get him on the full-time roster, and then we wait for Kevin Steen and Kenta and Prince Devitt to get on the main roster. But that's, I don't know, but I think Kenta, Steen, and Prince Devitt will probably be up sometime in 2015. So hopefully sooner, but we'll see. So this was, like I said, it was a good match. Sami and Tyler go at the start. Sami Zayn gets control, and then Tyler and Tyson Kidd beat him up. Sami gets the hot tag to Adrian Neville, who you're just like a house of fire. He's like a wild madman. He hits a standing shooting star press on Tyler Breeze for 2. And then Sami Zayn sends Tyson over the ropes, and then he hits a tope con suicida, or whatever you want to call it. Suicide dive, suicide con hilo on the outside. So they're basically out of the match. And then Neville takes down Breeze with a kick. Then he hits the corkscrew 450, whatever it's... I forgot the name of it. I mean, I can't think of it right now. But it's like a corkscrew 450, 360, whatever you want to call it, for the win. So Neville, looks dominant going into the Fatal 4-Way match on NXT TakeOver 2. And as much as I want Neville to keep the belt, I want Sami Zayn to win that NXT title. I really do. He's been fighting for it. Same with Tyson Kidd and Tyler Breeze, but I don't think Tyler Breeze is ready yet. I think they got to give the Generico. They have to. I mean, I don't really want Tyson Kidd to have it. I mean, Tyson Kidd's not even that great. So, so it's a pretty good match, so I give it 3.25 out of 5 stars on this video. Is going long. So we get to the Jerry Springer segment with the Bella Twins. Stephanie comes out and says, it's great to be back in Baltimore, and it breaks her heart to see the Bella Twins that torn apart. Then she mentions her match with Vince McMahon, her daddy, 10 years ago. I think it was was it at Armageddon? I don't remember. I forgot what pay-per-view it was. I've seen it, though. It was in the same exact building, and how, 10 years later they reconciled and says family is very important. Then she wants to get the Bellas back together. And Jerry Springer comes out. He said he's dealt with family dysfunction on this show for 24 damn years, and I couldn't pass this up. And so he brings out Brie Bella, who has a new theme finally. It sounds like a Total Divas theme, by the way. Then Jerry said that she was abused by Nikki, and that Nikki just snapped at SummerSlam. And then the next day, Brie tweeted an apology to her. And Brie's like, well, I didn't forgive Nikki for saying all those horrible things about her. But she said she won't stoop to her level. So Jerry thinks Nikki is better than her, and Brie's like, well, Nikki did wish that I died in the womb. So Nikki comes out in a freaking hot red dress. Lady in red is dancing on me lap. Oh, sorry. So Nikki comes out, and they shake hands, oddly enough. So I was like, oh, I guess they still have, they love each other as sisters, blah, blah. Jerry's like, what? I thought you hated each other. So Nikki did accept her apology, but it doesn't change the fact that she was treated as a second-rate sister, and says that she's a woman with class, and it has a lot of things going on for her. And then she says that Total Divas is her show, and that she got a Divas title match and not a Champions, that Brie got nothing. It said that Brie's negativity won't bring her down, and she feels sorry for Brie. And Brie's like, whatever happened to SummerSlam happened. And Jerry says, this happened way before SummerSlam. Then we see clips from season 1 and 2 of Total Divas with them arguing, with the wedding, with Brie's wedding and all this other shit. And Nikki tells Brie she was the reason that her dad left him. And I was like, ooh, that was a little bit low, and that was real life shit. And says Brie was such a witch. And Jerry says, we tracked down your dad, and her dad's shown, his real life dad. And she wants Brie to swallow her pride. Before what he says, the whole thing has broken his heart, and their mom is shown, and she says she doesn't know what's going on and wants them to reconcile. And he says they have a bond that nobody can break. It tells Nikki that she's sorry that she was overshadowed for years. He says Brie was the mature one and wants her to swallow her pride. So Brie says Nikki broke her heart and stole stole the win from her at SummerSlam. But she still has JJ. JJ from Good Times? No. Not Jimmy Jam Walker. So his brother comes out, and he stands by Brie, and Jerry asks JJ who's to blame, and Jerry asks JJ who's to blame, and says Brie has to stop being a victim, and says Nikki is the victim, so it's kind of weird. And then they start arguing. Jerry tries to stop it, and they start brawling. They push Jerry, and Jerry gets hurt. He hurts his knee or his side or whatever. And then Stephanie tries to come in. She throws Nikki down, and then the referees finally come in to stop this horrible segment from him going any further. And then we see Jerry Springer being stretchered out of the arena. Looks to have appeared to have hurt his leg or his side. He was pointing to his side, and he looked in good spirits, so I don't know if it was real or it was, a rib or whatever. But it was I hated this. I really hated it. I mean, I gave it 2.5 out of 5 stars, but I'm scaling it back to 2 out of 5 stars. I mean, I hate this whole thing with the Bellas. I really do. I just want it to end. Alright, match number 5, Gold Stardust taking on Los Matadores. Olé! This match, boring! It was just boring. I mean, Stardust gets the win with his finisher. I forgot what it's called. I think Michael Cole said it's called Gray Matter or some shit like that. It was boring. Just to hype up Gold Dust and Stardust for their match, their United Champions match against the Usos for the tag team titles. And so I gave the match 2 out of 5 stars. Afterwards, the Usos attacked them on the ramp. Jimmy Uso hit both of them with his crutch, and they run them off. So that was basically it. Just like, oh, we're gonna hype the tag team match. Oh, boom, that's it. So then after that, we get a nice tribute to Joan Rivers. We see Hogan kissing her. Some segments with Rowdy Piper. They show at WrestleMania 2 when she was a special guest ring announcer for Piper versus Mr. T. So it was a nice touch. So, just sucks that Joan Rivers has died just 2 weeks after Robin Williams died. Yeah, just sucks. So it's just a shame that she's gone. Alright, match number 6, Titus O'Neil taking on Adam Rose again. This match should have been off Superstars. It was horrible. So, And by the way, anybody notice Mandy Leon from Ring of Honor and CZW and WSU was one of the Rosebuds? Or was it just me that noticed it? I think, you know, it couldn't have been me. But she was one of the Rosebuds, ladies and gentlemen. And we see the bunny, and he gets involved again. I think I might know who he is. You know, but I don't know. So, match sucked. The bunny starts distracting Titus. He sort of tries to jump on the bunny, but he failed, and he eats the floor. Then the bunny hits a super kick on him. I'm like, wait a minute, is it HBK? Nah, it can't be HBK. HBK wouldn't stoop to that level. He could. He did fuck a goat. I mean, just saying. Then Adam Rose hits the party foul for the win at a lame-ass match. And afterwards, he brings the bunny in. The bunny gets on top, and he hits a bunny splash off the top rope. Whoop-de-freaking-do. I really don't care who this guy is. You know. Eventually, we'll probably find out who he is. And that's it. So, I gave it 1 out of 5. It was horrible. Then we go to the back with Renee Young, who might be the next announcer for Raw. I'm hearing. And if she is, I hope they get rid of Michael Cole, because he sucks. So Renee asked Roman Reigns about what Orton meant by that. He wanted him, you know, we was going to do about the season premiere and all this stuff. He wanted to make an impact, blah blah blah, on the season premiere. So Roman Reigns like, well, I don't even know what he means, but he says, well, I have the antidote. And he shows his fist like he's about to give the Superman punch. And he says, believe that. I have to agree with WJ, I mean, on this one. I know I disagreed with him a few times about Roman Reigns. I think he's a great performer, but, I mean, his promos suck! So it was just a lame promo, so I gave it 2 out of 5 stars. Then we get a recap of the Heyman Cena segment. And that leads to the same video package about Lesnar that we saw 2 weeks ago. And then we find out that Brock Lesnar would be on Raw next week. Oh, like we didn't know that already. So we'll see what happens from there. Alright, then we get to the main event. Randy Orton taking on Roman Reigns. Rematch from SummerSlam. The match itself wasn't that bad. Went back and forth. Randy Orton hit a superplex. He got 2. He continues on Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns came back. They go back and forth. Then Roman got a little bit of momentum. But Orton came back with a schoolboy. Then a backbreaker for near falls. A power slam. He goes for the Demon DDT. He hits it. Then he looks for the RKO. Roman blocked it into the Superman punch. And he was about to go for the win, but Seth and Kane come out with the ring crew. And I'm like, what the hell are the ring crew guys? And they're putting stings up. I'm like, what the hell is this? So, we see the steel cage that was used earlier in the night come down. So they're all beating him up, and then Roman Reigns comes back, sends Seth and Kane outside. The cage comes down and locks in place. So it's Roman Reigns and Orton inside the cage. Roman grabs the chair, but Orton stops it. Orton gets sent into the cage a few times. And Roman Reigns looks for the spear. He hits a weak-looking spear. It was weak. Then Kane tries to get in, but Roman stopped him. Then Seth climbs up to the top of the cage and hits a big splash onto Roman Reigns. That was a holy shit moment if I ever saw one myself. So Kane then gets in the cage somehow, and then he starts beating up on Roman Reigns. Now it's a 3-on-1. He sends Roman Reigns into the cage a couple times. Then he hits a choke slam from hell. Then Orton has a chair, sends it into Roman Reigns' chest a couple times. Then he starts whipping his ass with the chair. At one point, one of the legs broke. And then Seth's like, well, you know, like, get him up. It looks like they were going to do the curve stomp, but Orton's like, nah, let me just beat him up with a chair some more. And then Seth tells Orton to set up Roman Reigns, and then Seth hits the curve stomp on the chair. Ow! I won't be surprised if Roman Reigns has a concussion tonight. So that was pretty sick. So I guess that's a little bit of hype going into their match at Night of Champions. So it was a good way to end the show. The match itself was okay. It was okay. I gave it 3.25 out of 5 stars. The Aftermath I gave 4 out of 5 stars. It was just gruesome. It was brutal. Yeah, it was just violent, and that's what I like. So all in all, Raw was good. It was good. Way better than the last 2 weeks. You know, hopefully next week the go home show is pretty good. You know, it picks up momentum from this week. goes into next week. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with Cena, Brock Lesnar, and Paul Heyman. What's going to happen there? We'll see if Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns, what that's going to happen there. If Rollins can even, is going to be there. We'll see what happens with Orton and Y2J Chris Jericho. If Jericho's knee holds up. And we'll see what happens on Raw next week for the go-home show for 90 Champions. So like I said, I gave the show 7 out of 10 stars. Let me know what you guys thought of the show in a comment down below, or you can do a video reply if you wish. And that's pretty much it. I will be doing Q&A number 10 probably tomorrow or Wednesday night. So the questions I have might be outdated, but I'll still do them anyway. But if you want to send in questions for Q&A number 11, you can send them in right now. You can leave 2 questions down below. 2 or 3 questions down below. I'll get to them. I'll save them on computer, and hopefully by the end of this week, I'll do another one. So I'll try to do back-to-back. So I want to try to get more episodes on there. I might have a rant coming up on my backup channel, my Peter Gilmore backup channel. The one that has the World Cat Wrestling thing. And sadly, I think World Cat Wrestling is just gonna have 1 episode because Zuzu and Cookie don't fight that much anymore, and it's rare they will fight. So, and when they do fight, it's hard to get the camera out and film them because they'll fight for like 5 minutes and then that's it. But it's fun. It's fun to watch. So check that out. I'll put the link to that channel in the description as well. My other channels, TGC Reborn and TheMetalGod669. So check out episode 82 and 83 of the Gilmore Chronicles. I'll have episode 84 probably this weekend. I don't know what I'm going to talk about. I might just take a little bit of time off from the Gilmore Chronicles. Maybe I'll come back with my 90 Champions review after that. I'm going to try to see Also Extravaganza sometime this week. I don't know if WatchWrestling.ch is going to have it up yet. There's another website called TubeSports.com that was supposed to have it, but every time I go to it, it looks like the administrator got banned from the site. Well, sorry for your damn luck. Sorry about your damn luck. So I'll try to see if I can. I really don't want to pay $14.95 for the VOD. So I'll try to see if WatchWrestling.ch has it up by Wednesday, and if not, then I'm just gonna leave it. So we'll see what happens. So if you don't see Gilmore Chronicles this weekend, then I'll probably leave it for next weekend with my 90 Champions predictions, and we'll go from there. Alright, so thank you all for watching this video. Leave a comment down below. Subscribe. Smash that like button if that shares this video all over the internet. And that's it. So, have a great rest of your night, everybody. Have a great week. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.